In the vast and intricate world of Vedic astrology, every person, every organization, and even every nation has a birth chart. This chart is like a cosmic photograph, a snapshot of the heavens at the precise moment of birth. For the modern Republic of India, this moment is widely accepted as August 15, 1947, at midnight in Delhi. This chart serves as a unique celestial blueprint, holding the secrets to the nation's destiny, its strengths, its challenges, and its character. Just like an individual, a country goes through different phases of life, influenced by the slow grand cycles of the planets. These major planetary periods are called Mahadashas, and they last for several years, painting the broad strokes of a nation's story. A Mahadasha is a long period of time when one specific planet takes center stage, casting its primary influence over the country's affairs. Think of it as a chapter in a book, with the ruling planet as the main character setting the tone and theme. This system, known as the Vimshottari Dasha system, assigns a fixed number of years to each of the 9 grahas, or celestial bodies. As one Mahadasha ends, the next one begins, bringing a new set of energies, opportunities, and lessons. Understanding these cycles helps us make sense of the past and gain insight into the future, much like knowing the season helps a farmer prepare for planting or harvesting. For India, this system provides a fascinating lens through which to view its history and anticipate what lies ahead. The birth chart of India is a Taurus ascendant chart. The ascendant, or the rising sign, represents the nation's overall identity, its physical body, and how it is perceived by the world. Taurus is an earth sign, known for its stability, determination, and connection to resources and wealth. This explains India's deep-rooted culture, its resilience through history, and its focus on economic growth and agriculture. The planets are placed in different houses in this chart, with each house governing a specific area of life, such as finance, foreign relations, leadership, and the public. The position and strength of these planets in the houses tell us how these areas will fare over time. As we stand on the cusp of a significant astrological shift, India is preparing to transition from the Sun Mahadasha into the Mars Mahadasha. This change, which begins around late 2024 and will last for 7 years until 2031 or 2032, promises a period of dynamic and intense transformation. The Sun's period was about leadership, government, and national identity. The upcoming Mars period will bring a completely different energy. Mars is the planet of action, courage, conflict, and energy. Its influence will be felt across all sectors of the nation, from its military and police forces to its industries and its people. This essay will explore this exciting and challenging new chapter in India's cosmic journey. To understand where India is going, we must first look at where it has been. The period from 1989 to 2009 was ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, luxury, diplomacy, and wealth. This was a 20-year-long Mahadasha that dramatically reshaped modern India. Venus, in India's chart, is well placed, promising growth in areas it governs. It was during this time that India opened up its economy in 1991, moving away from a closed system to embrace liberalization and globalization. This led to an unprecedented economic boom, the rise of a new consumer class, and a significant increase in foreign investment. The information technology and software industry, a field associated with Shukra or Venus, flourished, putting India on the global map. The Venus period also saw a cultural blossoming. The Indian film industry, Bollywood, gained international recognition, and fashion and arts thrived. There was a greater emphasis on diplomacy and forming new international partnerships. However, Venus also has a softer side, and this period was not without its internal struggles and security challenges. Yet, the overarching theme was one of expansion, opening up to the world, and a focus on material prosperity and comfort. It was a time when India truly began to integrate with the global economy and culture, laying the foundation for the powerhouse it is today. This era was defined by a desire for a better quality of life and greater connection with the outside world. Following the expansive era of Venus, India entered the Mahadasha of the Sun, which lasted for 6 years, from roughly 2018 or 2019 to 2024. The Sun represents power, authority, government, leadership, and the nation's soul or core identity. In India's birth chart, the sun is placed in the third house, which relates to courage, communication, and neighboring countries. This period saw a marked shift in focus towards strengthening the central government and projecting a powerful national image on the world stage. Leadership became a central theme, with a strong emphasis on national pride and a more assertive foreign policy, especially concerning its immediate neighborhood. During the sun's rule, there was a significant focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat, or a self-reliant India, a concept deeply connected to the sun's nature of independence and self-sufficiency. The government took on a more prominent role in the lives of citizens, with major policy decisions and welfare schemes being implemented from the top down. This period also highlighted challenges related to authority and governance, with significant public debates and protests concerning new laws and policies. The sun's energy is about shining a light, and this era brought both India's strengths and its internal political tensions into sharp focus for the entire world to see. It was a time of consolidation of power and a redefinition of India's place in the world order. As the sun's reign concludes, India steps into the fiery domain of Mars, known in Vedic astrology as Mangal. This Mahadasha will last for 7 years, from late 2024 to 2031 or 2032. Mars is fundamentally a planet of energy, action, and drive. It is the celestial commander-in-chief, representing soldiers, police, surgeons, engineers, and athletes. Its nature is impulsive, courageous, and sometimes aggressive. When Mars takes the helm, it injects a sense of urgency and dynamism into a nation's affairs. Things happen quickly, and there is a strong desire to take initiative, overcome obstacles, and assert dominance. This period is less about diplomacy and more about direct action. In India's birth chart, Mars is located in the second house. The second house governs a nation's finances, accumulated wealth, national resources, and family values. It also relates to speech and how the nation communicates its values. With the fiery and sometimes confrontational Mars placed here, we can anticipate a very dynamic and potentially turbulent period for India's economy and national resources. This placement suggests a strong drive to protect and expand the nation's wealth, but it could also lead to disputes over resources, both internally and with other nations. The way India speaks on the global stage might become more assertive and direct. The influence of Mars is not just external, it also affects the psychology of the people. A Mars Mahadasha can awaken a strong sense of nationalism and patriotism. People may feel more passionate about their country and more willing to fight for what they believe in. This can be a powerful force for unity and progress, inspiring citizens to work together for the nation's development. However, this same energy can also lead to increased social activism, protests, and internal conflicts, if not channeled constructively. Mars represents fire, which can provide warmth and energy, but can also burn if it gets out of control. Therefore, the Mars Mahadasha for India is a double-edged sword. It brings the promise of incredible energy for industrial growth, technological innovation, and strengthening the country's defenses. It signifies a period where India will likely take bold steps in manufacturing, infrastructure, and military modernization. At the same time, it cautions against impulsiveness, aggression, and internal strife. The key to navigating this period successfully will be to harness the immense energy of Mars for productive purposes while managing its potential for conflict and disruption. It will be a time of action, demanding courage and careful strategy from the nation's leaders and its people. The 7-year period of Mars Mahadasha is likely to present India with a unique set of challenges, demanding resilience and strategic foresight. With Mars being the planet of conflict and warfare, a primary area of concern will be national security. We can anticipate a more assertive and potentially aggressive stance in foreign policy, particularly concerning border disputes and regional power dynamics. This period may see an increase in military spending and modernization of the armed forces as a proactive measure. The risk of skirmishes or heightened tensions with neighboring countries could be more pronounced, requiring careful and decisive handling from the leadership to avoid escalation into larger conflicts. Internally, the fiery energy of Mars can manifest as social and political unrest. Mars governs activism and protest, and this period could see a rise in public demonstrations and movements fighting for various causes. Issues related to land, resources, as Mars is in the second house of resources, and rights could become major flashpoints. This heightened social energy, while essential for a vibrant democracy, can also lead to polarization and clashes between different groups within society. The government may face significant pressure from an energized and demanding populace, and maintaining law and order while respecting democratic freedoms will be a delicate balancing act. Economically, the placement of Mars in the second house of wealth suggests a volatile period. While Mars can drive aggressive economic growth and industrialization, it can also bring about financial shocks and instability. There could be a focus on industries related to engineering, manufacturing, metals, and defense, leading to growth in these sectors. However, this placement also warns of potential economic disputes, hasty financial policies that could backfire, and fluctuations in national reserves. The nation's wealth could be impacted by unexpected expenses, possibly related to defense or managing internal crises. A disciplined and cautious approach to economic management will be crucial to avoid pitfalls. Another significant challenge will be environmental. Mars is a hot, dry planet, and its influence can exacerbate issues related to heat, drought, and fire. This period could see more frequent and intense heat waves, challenges with water scarcity, and an increased risk of industrial accidents or fires. The push for rapid industrialization, a Martian trait, could come at an environmental cost if not managed sustainably. The pressure on India's natural resources, such as land and water, will likely intensify, leading to potential conflicts between development goals and environmental protection. This will require innovative solutions and a strong commitment to sustainable practices. Astrology teaches us that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. By looking at past planetary periods that share a similar energy to Mars, we can gain valuable insights. A recent and relevant example is India's Ketu Mahadasha, which occurred from 1982 to 1989. Ketu, the south node of the Moon, is considered to have a Mars-like nature in Vedic astrology. It is a fiery, disruptive, and transformative force. The Ketu period was one of the most turbulent in modern Indian history, marked by significant political upheaval, social unrest, and security challenges, offering a glimpse into what a powerful Mars-like influence can bring. During the Ketu Mahadasha, India faced immense internal strife. The period saw the rise of separatist movements, most notably in Punjab, leading to Operation Blue Star in 1984. This was a major military action that had deep and lasting social repercussions. The period was also marked by the tragic assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and the subsequent anti-Sikh riots, events that shook the very foundation of the nation. These events highlight the potential for a Mars-like energy to ignite internal conflicts and create deep divisions within society, a cautionary tale for the upcoming Mars period. Externally, the Ketu period also saw India engage in assertive actions beyond its borders. The Indian Peacekeeping Force, or IPKF, was sent to Sri Lanka, a major and controversial military intervention. This echoes the Martian theme of using military power to assert influence in the neighborhood. Furthermore, the period ended with the Bofors scandal, a major defense procurement controversy that had significant political consequences. This aligns with the Mars theme of a focus on military hardware and the potential for disputes and controversies in the defense sector. The lessons from this era underscore the need for extreme caution in military engagements and transparency in defense deals. However, the Ketu period wasn't solely negative. It was also a time of technological strides and resilience. It was during this period that the seeds of India's telecom and IT revolution were sown, and the nation's space program continued to make progress. This shows that even during turbulent times, the fiery energy of a Mars-like planet can be channeled into innovation and building capabilities for the future. The key lesson is that while challenges are likely, so are opportunities for growth and strengthening the nation's core capacities. The past teaches us that proactive governance and a focus on unity are essential to navigate the stormy seas of a fiery planetary period. The Mars Mahadasha will not only impact politics and the economy, but will also deeply influence the social fabric of India, including family life, relationships, and the role of technology. Mars is a planet of individualism and action, which can lead to shifts in traditional social structures. We may see a greater emphasis on individual ambition and personal freedom, potentially challenging age-old family hierarchies and community norms. The institution of marriage may also see changes. With the assertive energy of Mars influencing the national psyche, there could be a rise in marital disputes, but also a stronger push for equality and individual rights within relationships. The youth of India will be particularly energized during this period. Mars represents youthful vigor, courage, and impatience. We can expect to see young people taking the lead in social activism, entrepreneurship, and sports. Their desire for quick results and their willingness to challenge the status quo will be a powerful engine for change. This can lead to incredible innovation and progress, but it can also create friction with older, more traditional generations. Bridging this generational gap and channeling the youth's immense energy will be a major social task during these 7 years. Technology, especially fields related to engineering, robotics, and artificial intelligence, will see a massive push. Mars governs engineering and machinery, and this Mahadasha is likely to be a golden age for India's Make in India initiative, particularly in high-tech and defense manufacturing. The use of technology in daily life will become even more pervasive. We might see rapid advancements in digital payments, smart infrastructure, and the use of AI in governance and security. This technological leap will bring efficiency and new opportunities, but it will also raise new questions about data privacy, job displacement due to automation, and the digital divide between urban and rural India. The placement of Mars suggests that communication might become more direct and even confrontational. Public discourse, especially on social media, could become more heated. There will be a strong need for promoting dialogue and mutual respect to prevent passions from boiling over. The concept of the Indian family itself will continue to evolve, adapting to the pressures of urbanization and individualism. While traditional joint family systems may face stress, new forms of community and connection will emerge, reshaping how people relate to one another. While the challenges of the Mars Mahadasha are significant, it is crucial to remember the immense positive potential that this fiery planet brings. Mars is the planet of courage, strength, and execution. This period can empower India to overcome long-standing obstacles and take decisive action on critical issues. It is a time for cutting through red tape and bureaucracy, leading to faster implementation of infrastructure projects like highways, ports, and smart cities. The can-do spirit of Mars can instill a sense of purpose and discipline in the nation, boosting productivity and efficiency across various sectors of the economy. This period is likely to be a turning point for India's industrial and manufacturing capabilities. Mars governs metals, engineering, and all things mechanical. We can expect a major surge in the manufacturing sector, particularly in heavy industry, automobiles, and defense production. The dream of becoming a self-reliant nation, or Atmanirbhar, in defense and technology could see significant realization during these 7 years. This will not only strengthen the economy and create jobs, but also enhance India's strategic autonomy on the global stage. This is a time for building, for creating tangible assets that will serve the nation for decades to come. The courage bestowed by Mars will also be reflected in the Indian people. This can be a period of great sporting achievements, with Indian athletes shining on the international stage. It can also foster a spirit of entrepreneurship, with more individuals taking the risk to start their own businesses, leading to innovation and economic dynamism. In science and technology, particularly in fields like space exploration, surgery, and engineering, India could make groundbreaking discoveries and advancements. The Mars rover missions are aptly named. This Mahadasha embodies that same spirit of exploration, daring, and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Furthermore, the assertive energy of Mars can be channeled to fight social evils and injustice. A more aware and active citizenry can demand accountability, and bring about positive social reforms. It can be a time when the nation collectively finds the courage to confront difficult problems, be it corruption, inequality, or environmental degradation, and implement bold solutions. The fire of Mars, when guided by wisdom and a clear vision, does not destroy but purifies and forges. It provides the strength to protect the nation's sovereignty, the drive to build a modern economy, and the courage to create a more just and progressive society. The Mars Mahadasha does not operate in a vacuum. Its effects will be colored and modified by the movements of other major planets known as transits. Two of the most important players are Saturn and Rahu. Saturn, the planet of discipline, justice, and karma, will make a significant transit into Pisces in 2025 and then into Aries in 2028. Saturn's transit through Pisces can bring a focus on spirituality, foreign institutions, and hidden issues, while its move into Aries, a fiery sign ruled by Mars, could amplify the Martian energy, potentially leading to a period of intense activity and conflict around 2028 to 2029. Saturn demands structure and patience, acting as a brake on Mars's impulsiveness. Rahu, the north node of the Moon, is a shadow planet that represents ambition, foreign influences, and unconventional thinking. Between 2025 and 2032, Rahu will transit through Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Its journey through these signs will influence different areas of India's chart. Rahu's transit can create sudden and unexpected events, both positive and negative. When its energy combines with that of Mars, it can fuel rapid technological advancements and a desire for global recognition. However, it can also create confusion and deception, requiring clear-headed leadership to navigate its illusions. The combined influence of these transits on the Mars Mahadasha creates a complex and ever-changing cosmic weather pattern. For example, when the disciplined Saturn aspects Mars, it might provide the necessary structure to channel Mars's energy into long-term productive projects. Conversely, a challenging aspect between them could lead to frustration, delays, and obstacles. Similarly, Rahu's influence could either amplify Mars's innovative potential, leading to breakthroughs, or it could fuel aggression and conflict based on misinformation. Astrologers will closely watch the interplay of these planets to provide more detailed, time-specific predictions. Therefore, to get a complete picture, we must look beyond the single theme of the Mars Mahadasha and consider the entire celestial cabinet. Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, will also make important transits, bringing periods of opportunity, growth, and optimism that can balance the intensity of Mars. For the beginner reader, the key takeaway is that the 7-year Mars period will have its own internal rhythm, with certain years being more challenging and others more favorable, depending on the supporting or conflicting influences of other transiting planets like Saturn, Rahu, and Jupiter. As India prepares to march into the 7-year Mahadasha of Mars from late 2024, it stands at the threshold of an era defined by energy, action, and transformation. This period promises to be anything but dull. The fiery spirit of Mars will permeate every aspect of the nation's life, from its military posture and industrial ambitions to its social dynamics and the very psychology of its people. It is a time that calls for courage, decisiveness, and a proactive spirit, pushing India to assert itself on the world stage and tackle long-standing internal challenges with newfound vigor. The potential for progress in manufacturing, technology, and infrastructure is immense. However, this cosmic fire must be handled with great care. The same energy that builds can also burn. The Mars Mahadasha brings with it inherent risks of conflict, both external and internal. It can fuel aggression, social unrest, and economic volatility. The challenges related to national security, social harmony, and environmental balance will be significant and will require wise and steady leadership. The lessons from past turbulent periods, like the Ketu Mahadasha, serve as a stark reminder that passion without prudence can lead to chaos. The key will be to channel the powerful Martian energy constructively, using it to forge a stronger, more resilient nation. Ultimately, the Mars Mahadasha is a period of duality. It holds the promise of unprecedented growth and the peril of significant strife. It will be a test of India's strength, its democratic institutions, and its collective wisdom. The nation will be called upon to be brave but not reckless, assertive but not aggressive, and passionate but not divisive. By understanding the nature of this powerful astrological influence, India can better prepare to navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. This will be a chapter of intense action in India's history, a time to build, to defend, and to redefine its power in the 21st century. The journey through the Martian era will demand the best from India and its people. It is a call to action, an invitation to harness immense energy for the greater good. Like a skilled blacksmith who uses fire to shape raw metal into a strong and useful tool, India has the opportunity to use the fire of Mars to forge a brighter, more powerful future. The path may be strewn with obstacles, but the potential reward is a nation that is more self-reliant, technologically advanced, and secure in its place in the world. The dance of the planets continues, and India's next 7-year step will be a bold and fiery one.